Good morning everyone, my name is Emilio Baguio Jr. and now we will discussing the Article 3, the teacher and the community.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. I am Louis John Bactong and we will tackle about the teachers and the community. So we will tackle about 8 sections for this topic. So, section 1. A teacher is a facilitator of learning and of the development of the youth. He or she shall therefore render the best service by providing an environment conducive to such learning and growth. So as a teacher, you are the facilitator. By means, you have to be your learner center point of idea. So, kung teacher ka, ikaw ang facilitator and ikaw sa imo magkuha og central point of idea imong mga students. So, teacher means he or she help to bring about a good outcome such as learning, productivity, and communication. So, if ikaw teacher, that means that you will bring about the good outcome such as learning, productivity, and communication. So, teacher must be able to provide an environment that is conducive to learning and growth of the youth. So, they are the guides of the youth. Teachers are guide of the youth to becoming better and successful people in the future. So, ang teacher gyud ang mag-guide sa student or sa isa ka bata kung unsa sila mahimo in the future. Kay sila may magtudlo. So, teachers dedicating their life to help the children, to our nation, to our citizens was greatly valued in the community. So, ang mga dedicated nga mga teacher is sila gyud ang mutabang sa atong mga bata sa atong nation, and sa ilang ginabuhat sa mga dedicated nga teacher, ang citizens is ginavalued yun na sila sa ilang community kung dedicated sila nga teacher. So, better education is inside of the dedicated teacher. So, legit, diba? True. So, makuha na to ang better nga education or makuha na to ang tsada nga pagtudlo or dali rata makatuon if ang teacher or if ang gatudlo is dedicated magtudlo sa imo. So, inside of the dedicated teacher, in its contact learning strategies, every teacher has learning strategies kay para maka-learn ang ilang mga students and capability of skills to launch the generation of the children. So, to make the children pod globally academic excellence and to keep them competitive globally. So, ang teacher yun ang mahimo ana. Sometimes, as a teacher, you need to have a friendly conversation like parents and teachers are talking regarding of the students' performance or behavior. So, if teacher ka, you must talk to the parents of the children kay para pod mabalaan nimo ay para pod makabalo sila kung unsay behavior sa imong anak or sa student sa school. So, for example, you have to assess by providing or giving them the better environment by which your learner will feel comfortable so that they will not get irritated or distracted. So, by some possible distractions such as the noise from outside or some pollution issues. So, ang angay nimo buhaton as a teacher para mas makasabot ang mga estudyante or angay buhaton sa teacher para mas makasabot ang iyang estudyante, teacher have to provide them a better quality of learner avenue. Section 2. Every teacher shall provide leadership and initiative to actively participate in community movement for moral, social, educational, economic, and civic betterment. Teacher service aren't limited inside the classroom only. So, dili buot pasabot nga teacher ka, ang imong service is naragid sa classroom or naragid sa campus sa inyong eskwelahan. Though it extend in the community, pwede gyud og dapat gyud imong service is mag-extend sa community. By this means to say, that they must be active as a leader in community and must be inspired when it comes to matter affecting the welfare of the people. So, pwede po siya mahimong great or active leader sa community and must and inspire po siya when it comes sa welfare of the people. As a teacher, you have the ability to lead. Every teacher has ability to lead, di ba? If teacher ka, one of the important ability you have is the ability of leadership, di ba? Wala dapat jud kay walay teacher nga wal dili kabalo mag lead or walay leadership ability and have mindset of being initiative with all the things that needs an attention to be done. So dapat initiative pud ang teacher or ang teacher sa mga butang kinahanglan og attention and para mahuman. So you should be the role model of your learner. Diba? You should, from the word, you should be the role model. So as a teacher, you should be the role model of your learner in order for them to initiate by what they observe from the teacher. So ang halusa student or halusa bata is kanang gatanaw gyud sa lihok sa ilang teacher kay ang uban bata is musuon gyud sa lihok sa teacher. Like for example, ang teacher is grabe active kayo sila maghinlo sa classroom. So ang mga bata mag-active po na sila ginlo sa classroom kay gakita nila sa imo nga active po ka. Section 3. Every teacher shall merit reasonable social recognition, for which purpose he shall behave with honor and dignity at all times and refrain from such activities as gambling, smoking, drunkenness, and other excesses, much less illicit relationship. So, because teacher as a noblest person, they're not allowed to make mistake. Diba? They're not allowed to make mistakes. So, teacher must be responsible sa ilahang mga lihok. Dapat yun, and every action nila, they have to think it not once, but not twice, but thrice, kung unsay tanaw unsay resulta sa ilang gipang buhat. Example ni sir, naisa ka teacher nga grabe manugal, naka-uniform pa nga teacher siya and maatog sugal-sugal, and ikaw ang student or ikaw ang nasa community, unsay mong mauna-unaan, di ba? Kung ako siguro estudyante, mag-ana siguro kog ay pwede ra magsugal, kaya nagsugal mangani si sir, nagsugal mangani si ma'am, di ba? So dapat maging responsible ta sa atong mga lihok, and don't forget that teacher is a model. So be an example og mahimot ang teacher, and they shall behave with honor and dignity at all times. Teacher must be a model, diba? Teacher must be a model to the student by showing kindness and patience, and that respect, cooperation, persistent, responsible, and sharing. These are the values developed in the teacher. These are the values developed in a teacher. So wala ka ato o wala kay ing ato nga mga values, murag dili jud ka pwede mahimong teacher. So kung wala kay kindness, wala kay patience, wala kay respect, murag malabo ka nga maging teacher. So since teacher is a model of their learner, therefore the teacher must passes all those qualification. Therefore, the teacher must passes all those qualification. So tanan ato dapat naa ka para matawag ka nga usa ka teacher. Diba? And I agree with this because dapat jud ang teacher is kind, patient, na respect, na cooperation, na persistence, and responsible, and kabalo pud mo share, di ba? Dapat jud na ang value, na nga values sa usa ka teacher or sa mga teachers in the future. So by which the learner to be observed. Also, they should be professional enough to meet those possible outcomes in terms of learners, youth, and development. So, for example, respect your authority. Respeto sa mga otoridad. And self-discipline. Respeto po sa imong kagalingon. are model for the young to follow. Simple as that. Mora na ang example, di ba? Respect the authority. Respeto sa inyong otoridad. And respeto pod sa imong kagalingon. Kay kana, mauna ang model nga dapat masuon sa mga young people or sa mga students. Di ba? Simple as that. Dapat yun nga maging unahon sa gyud respeto ang kaugalingon. Ay, respeto para marespeto pug ka sa uban. Section 4. Every teacher shall live for and with the community and shall therefore study and understand local custom and tradition in order to have sympathetic attitude, therefore refrain from disparaging the community. So the teacher and the community is a working partnership. So ang teacher ug ang community is connected ra gyud. Kay partner man sila, di ba? Kay partner man sila nga mag-help to create the better education for the student, di ba? Ang teacher ug community is maka-help gyud na sila pod or dako kay na silang tabang sa mga estudyante para makatuon og ayo. So teacher continue to discover student experiences at home. Maghimo sila mag-strengthening siya sa mga variables and personal traits and characteristic that initially develop. Diba? Sometimes teacher needs to conduct a dialogue wherein a parents madly invited at the school or the teacher visiting the student home to understand more about the student behavior, culture, or tradition. So dapat po mag-initiate ang teacher nga mag-initiate siya or mahimo siyang leader or maghimo siyang program nga ang parents kay para po mahibalaan niya ang background sa estudyante. Kay for example, wala man po siguro ingani nga tradition sa mga kuan sa mga tao. So for example, ang bata is gakita niya nga matulog jud every 1 to 2 o'clock. So kung wala ka kabalo sa ilang tradition nga tradition din nila or culture din nila nga matulog 1 to 2 o'clock is para ay tradition nila para mutaas sila or mudako, di ba? Pero wala man po siguro nga ni tradition. Example lang kay para po na may mga idea. So, for example po, the historic celebration and celebration are celebrated and supported by school and community, showing a strong feeling of togetherness. Mo na isa ka example nga may balaan nimo o kung sa ang imong students, di ba? The values on nationalism and unity are developed through that example demonstrated. So by the school, especially the teacher. So this line ends in the section 4. So teacher change the way we think, di ba? Kung imong mindset ing ana, pwede pa na ma-change sa teacher. And teacher change the way we act. Kung ingani ka muliho, kung ingani mong behavior, ma-change pa na sa teacher. Kay kabalo ang teacher kung unsaon niya pag-handle sa student. And para pod ma-empowered themselves or ourselves and empowered others.
Good morning everyone. So now let's continue the discussion on Article 3, the teacher and the community. Section 5, it says every teacher shall help the school keep the people in the community informed about the school works and accomplishment as well as its needs and problem. Broadly speaking, the function of teacher is to help the students learn by imparting knowledge to them and by setting up a situation in which students can and will learn effectively and help them to overcome the difficulties and challenges on their life. It means every teacher is obliged to inform about the classwork of the people within the community. Section 6. It says every teacher is an intellectual leader in the community, especially in the barangay, and shall welcome the opportunity to provide such leadership when needed, to extend counseling services as appropriate, to actively be involved in matters affecting the welfare of the people. Teachers always take leadership roles in their communities, especially in activities and projects related to the education and welfare of young children. They also provide leadership roles in various cultural development programs in their communities. There are many teacher leadership qualities that help them to be successful. Becoming a teacher leader starts with loving to educate others. You must also be willing to take that love outside of the classroom to share what you know with colleagues and the community. They need to have a passion for learning continually. Next, we'll have the section 7. It says every teacher shall maintain harmonious and pleasant personal and official relations with other professionals, with the government officials and with the people individually or collectively. Some qualities of a good teacher include skills in communication, listening, collaboration, adaptability, empathy, and patience. Other characteristics of effective teaching includes an engaging classroom presence, valued in real-world learning, exchange of best practices, and lifelong love of learning. Lastly will be the section 8. It says a teacher possesses freedom to attend church and worship as appropriate but shall not use his position and influence to proselyte others. As appropriate, teachers enjoy freedom to attend church but not use their position and proselyte others, especially their students. True enough, position can be used to convert others. Respect for one's belief is necessary and much more indispensable to favoring personal achievement. In addition, as a professional teacher, he or she is a facilitator of learning by ensuring that he or she provides a favorable environment for learning. He or she acts as a leader by initiating and participating in community activities for the benefit of the community members and the community as a whole. As a community leader, he or she deals with the other professionals and the community officials harmoniously and professionally because he or she wants to work with the community. He or she keeps people informed of developments in school. He or she does not take advantage of his or her position as a professional teacher to proselyte. Neither does he or she criticizes community customs and tradition. And that would be all the discussion about the Article 3, the teacher and the community. Thank you for listening.